sound of redemption. This is the way that we bring it down. Down, down, 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 down. Igniting the fire within you, exalting the melody of freedom. These are the things that will bring it down. Down, down, 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 down. So gather the faithful. Tell everyone to stand and shout loud. Shout loud. Shout loud. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it way down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down, down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it way down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down, down. Down, down, down.
Let me tell you, it's in the air. Joy is in the air. Love is in the air. Can you feel it? What it feel like? Freedom. What it feel like? Don't sleep on it, brother. You might get left, sister. Can you feel it? What it feel like? Freedom. What it feel like? Justice. No need to be counted, cause I am down. Down, down, down. Down, down, down. Down for the end of racism, for the end of bigotry, cause I am down. For the end of misogyny, that's right. For all the isms out there, just down, down, down. Let's bring it down. Rise up, people. No more foolishness, and let's bring it way down.
Riding the river of change into the cries of contrition. This is the way that we bring it down. Down, down, 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 down. We are the children of Eden, dancing and celebrating freedom. We are the ones that must bring it down. Down, down, 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 down. So gather the faithful. Tell everyone to stand and shout loud. Shout loud. Shout loud. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it way down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down, down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it way down. Let's bring it down. We've got to bring it down. Down. Stand up and shout. Stand up and shout. Rise together.
Accountability starts now. The Eric Dawson Radio Show.
Yeah. Rise up. Stand up, shouting loud.
If you are not prepared to come to that table and to represent that voice, don't come. Because we don't need any more brown faces that don't want to be a brown voice. We don't need black faces that don't want to be a black voice. We don't need Muslims that don't want to be a Muslim voice. We don't need queers that don't want to be a queer voice. And if you're worried about being marginalized and stereotyped, please don't even show up.
find. We've got to find a better way. We can't go this way. No, no, no. Go this way. We can't go this way. Whoa, we've got to find a better way. We can't continue to ignore the fact people are dying every day from using cocaine and crack. Even got a new drug, and it's called ice. If you take it, you will surely lose your life. I tell you, we can't. We can't go this way. We can't go this way. We're losing our children every day. This way. We've got to find that way. We can't continue to just turn our heads while people are lying in the street using it for a bed. The only time that you should look down on a man is when you're reaching down to give him a helping hand. I tell you, we can't. Oh, we can't. It's a dangerous game we play. We've got to find a better way. These problems you say are nothing new. The question in your mind is, what are we going to do? 2 plus 2 is 4. And 4 and 4 is 8. The answer is very simple. I'll tell you what it takes. Accept God's gift, His only begotten Son. When you receive Him, you start to love everyone. This is the answer for the world today. People, can't you see that love is the only way? Yes. No, no, on this way. We've got to find. We've got to find. Sisters and brothers, regardless of the color, we've got to learn to love one another. Tell the people in the street, even the police walking their beat. We've got to find. Yes, we've got to find a better way.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Vietnam. Listen, that song was written in I don't know when it was written. It was performed in 1994. And a good friend of mine, Commander Forbes, the brother of the late Bishop L.M. Forbes, his band did that song. And he called me yesterday and he said, Eric, and you know, he's about my dad's age, and he called. He said, somebody told him that on CNN they had played this, and he said, "Get out of here." So he went and they sent him to whatever, and he got a phone call, and I guess they got the permission to be able to do it. And he called. He said, "Would you mind playing that on your show?" I said, "Not at all, Commander." But the thing, Vincent, for me is, I said 1994, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's almost 20 years ago.
Right?
Almost 20 years ago. That song could have been written today, given what's going on. But anyway, I thought that it was a fantastic song. Very
Those who
relevant.
do not know their history
Yeah,
are
man.
doomed to repeat its failures.
Doomed to repeat its failures. Anyway, I want to thank Commander Forbes for allowing me to play it on the show. I hope that people take to heart the lyrics and give some real consideration to what are we going to do now. Like, we know the problems. What are we going to do? I was on my social media page, Vincent, commenting about the mural that's downtown Newark on Halsey Street. I think they painted it in the street. It says "All Black Lives Matter," like all the way down the street. And people are sticking their chests out, and they're very proud about that. But I'm asking myself, if all Black lives matter, including the born and the unborn, why aren't we dealing with the water issue in Newark? Why are we painting a sign on the ground, right? If all Black lives matter, including those babies who are miseducated and misinformed every day by this educational institution that is destroying their minds, why aren't there rallies and protests outside of those schools to tear those books out of those buildings? If Black lives matter, how did you allow a 6-acre switching station to be built right in the heart of a community in Newark? If Black lives matter. See, you understand what I'm saying, Vincent? So the symbolism of being able to go, oh, look at those words. Not the deeds, the words. Look at the words. Oh, look at that. Isn't that great? It says Black Lives Matter. But the deeds say they don't at all. If Black Lives Matter, why are all of those failed elected officials still employed by the taxpayers? If Black Lives Matter. If Black Lives Matter. See, painting it on the ground doesn't say anything. It's just a painting on the ground. It's what you do, right? Like my grandmother used to say, I can't hear what you're saying for what you're doing.
Yes.
Remember that, right? I can't hear what you're saying for what you're doing.
Yes. Speaking louder than your words.
Come on now. So your actions are speaking much louder than those words that are written on the streets in the city of Newark on Halsey Street. Your actions say Black lives don't mean shit. Come on. Come on. Let's have the real, honest conversation. I'm tired of the emotionalism. Like little children. Just become so emotional, so giddy. That's what my father used to say. Don't be so giddy all the time. People don't take you seriously. You're so giddy. Ooh, look at it. Ooh, let's go down and look at it. Ooh, let's go down and. See, my mother got on me for yesterday's show because I got a little exercised.
Did she?
She did, Vincent. She didn't watch the show, but she heard. Somebody called her. I wonder if my cousin Mark called her. He said he was going to tell.
He probably did.
So I'm going to try to be a little calmer today, but, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. You should be embarrassed. Not even ashamed, just embarrassed. You should have told them, don't put that down there. We should take Martin Luther King's name off the street sign. We should take Malcolm's name off the thing, because we disrespect them every day. Don't we? Every day.
No, that's right. We don't put it on institutions, or it's not up in any college for progression or tolerance or even love of man to man. No, we put Martin Luther King's name up on the projects.
Vincent.
Yeah. It's look, if we're gonna keep it real Friday, let's go into it.
Hey, Vincent, it's not Friday. Are you still medicated?
I'm still medicated, bro. I'm sorry. Keep it real Wednesday.
Yes, just keep it real Wednesday.
Yeah, let's go into it. Black Lives Matter, and all of a sudden the only time that Black Lives Matter is if a white cop shoots a black kid or chokes a black guy out, or.
And but you know what? But Vincent, let's be clear. Black lives don't matter then either, right? It is the emotionalism of you did it to some black person, right? That a white person did. Black people killing black people every day. Every day. Right? And so if Black Lives mattered, then Black Lives Matter should be out there when black folks are killing black folks. Not just when white folks are killing black folks or cops are killing black kids. Right? Because the life is a life, right? I mean, or is the life more valuable when you realize that a white person snuffed it out?
Right. Now all of a sudden that life matters.
That life matters. But you know what? Hey, Vincent, but the entire time let's be real Wednesdays. I like that.
Okay.
So that person, that black person whose life was supposed to matter, like I said, chances are attended a failing school system.
That's
chances are was governed by failed leadership. Chances are lived in impoverished community, right? Or yeah, right. Chances are they were a victim of the social diseases that we talk about on this show that are transmitted. Chances are all of that, but that was okay.
Chances are he's a victim of the Biden-Clinton crime bill.
Yes, but that's okay, right? His life didn't matter then. Hey, just, like we say, he's just surviving, just existing, But as soon as a white cop kills him, his life mattered.
There you go.
Come on, people.
There you go.
Come on.
There you go. These politicians talking about Black Lives Matter, and if the Democrat is supposed to be is supposed to be the party of the black man, then why do we have Black Lives Matter? Can we talk? We got all these white politicians that we vote to represent us. All of these failed ideologies and policies. We've got all of these people who are exacting and making bills that do nothing but exhaust the Senate in bullcrap, because the bill does nothing to help anybody. Yet Black Lives Matter, and the Democrats are the party of the black people. yet they're the same ones that are oppressing you. Come, let's keep it real, Eric.
But here's the thing. In
All those things you mentioned,
Yeah.
if Black Lives Matter, how come that happened? I'll tell you why it happened. Because Black lives do matter, but that green dollar matters more to them.
Yeah, I say black lives don't matter. I say we are the commodity to the wealth and power of the corporation of white supremacy. And black lives don't matter, except that you get your ass out there in the age of coronavirus, go to work, so that you can make my money for me.
That's right.
That's
Because I can't miss a payment on my yacht because we're sheltering in place off of the coast of Costa Rica, or off the coast of France, while you make that money so I can keep my yacht payments on and my crew on this yacht here. Yes, your Black Lives Matter to me when it's doing that. But yet, go to one of these politicians and say, look, man, we need you guys to give some of that political pork to a well-established supermarket to come into the hood that's going to give us fresh food. We need you to stop taking that political money so that we can clean up the pollution in our water system. Because as brother expressed it, they know who's polluting the water. Anybody in Newark don't know who's polluting your water. Yet Black Lives Matter.
Hey man, listen. Later on, guys, we're gonna play a clip, an audio clip. I'm gonna try to figure out how to do it. And the audio clip just kind of talks about the Democratic Party and how devious they are in terms of how they, in New Jersey, well, all over, but this is about New Jersey. We always talk about the line A, how it's the devil, how it's evil. Well, there's an audio file that's going to lay out for you in clear terms just how evil it is. Do I have it? Yeah, I got it, so I'll play it in a minute. I just don't know, Vincent. I don't know. Well, anyway, listen, man. I was telling you before the show started, I planted my tomatoes and my other vegetables and my herbs. Not my herb, my herbs.
Get your herbs.
Right? Basil, oregano, that kind of stuff. And it's flourishing now. And I saw Diane's garden. Oh my gosh, it is amazing. It's amazing, man. So, you know, she outdid me this year. But next year, my garden's going to be 3-4 times the size that it is now. I'll have the time to kick back, and I'll have my hammock. I was guaranteed my hammock. So that'll all work out.
The kids coming through?
They're going to come through.
Oh, they got the hint.
No. They didn't get the hint. They got the command. Yeah, Vincent, I realize hinting doesn't work.
Some kids you can't be subtle with, huh?
No, man. See, because when you hint, there's always an opportunity for a misunderstanding. But when you say, "I want a hammock next year," there's no misunderstanding there. See, Daddy would like a hammock. Or you know what would be really great if I could sit back and then that leaves room for them to make some other decision. Well, yeah, Dad, I heard you say it would be great, but you know, I was thinking and I heard you say blah, blah, blah too, and so I got you this thing. No. So when I say now, I want a hammock next Father's Day. Done. In fact, I may move it up and get it on my birthday.
Get on the birthday.
See, because my birthday is early May. You see what I'm saying? I have more time to relax in it. If I get it on Father's Day, then you're in the second Sunday of June. You know what I'm saying? You know, kind of miss, you know.
You're missing the spring.
Yeah, missing 4 weeks, man, of being able to just rock myself in that hammock.
Yeah, with your shotgun in your hat.
Hey Vincent, I'm building a beer garden in the back too. I got these solar lights and these solar umbrellas with lights in them and all kinds of really cool stuff, man. And now you don't really need to go and set up any major speaker stuff. I just have my Google, and I just take that thing out there, and it plays beautiful music. And I don't play it loud. I play it just so that I can hear it. My neighbors are not disturbed by it. But I'm just trying to create a zen place for me, like just a place of relaxation, where I could detoxify.
Right. Eric's chill out spot.
You know what? Maybe that's what I'll hang a little sign, Vincent, that says that Eric's chill out spot. Right? Do an outline drawing of me with my feet kicked back, me kick back, my feet up, hands behind my head, just chilling, right?
Chill out. Little speakers playing down, down, down.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you. Look, I told my brother this song needs to be it. And the I mentioned yesterday the Black Lives Matter people were interested in it. So I don't know how that's gonna work out, but we'll see.
Hey, bro, no problem. That song should get global attention because globally we are now making some changes. So if that is the call to action, down, down, down. Hey, make it happen, bro.
Yeah, bring it all down. What she say? All the isms out there, bring them down. No more foolishness.
That's right, bro.
No more foolishness.
Take it all down.
So Vincent, yesterday when we were on the show, you had to check out because you were being medicated, and I was talking, and I said to you today that I wanted to spend a little more time on that. You have to, even if you don't want to, like when you have a procedure, right, and they want to give you medication, the medication is to ease the pain and the trauma that your body experienced so that you can rest, so your body can heal. So it's important to take the medicine so that you can do that. So I'm glad you did, and I hope you got a lot of rest.
Yeah, well, let's see. I got medication that they put through an IV, which in 15 seconds, I'm asleep. Or pretty close to it. So, yeah, and don't get me wrong. I'm a low tolerance for medication type person. I could get a buzz taking an aspirin. So they were, I'm checking out today. So my nurse was telling me, the medication that they're giving me to take home, liquid oxycontin, codeine, or whatever. What's it called?
No, you didn't say you had oxycodone yesterday. You said you had what was it?
Oh no! This is not what they're going to give me. This is what I'm taking home from the pharmacy.
Oh.
Yeah, liquid oxycodone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So you know what happens when you get good insurance, right? They don't give you the generics.
Listen, when I got home, they had prescribed, I mentioned it yesterday, they prescribed oxycodone. They prescribed, I had morphine pills, and then they prescribed Tylenol with codeine. And when I went to go pick up the liquid Tylenol with codeine, they had 6 1-liter brown bottles of liquid Tylenol with codeine at the Walgreens for me.
Wow.
I said, Vincent, I said, you really expect me to drink all of this? I still have some of it. I got most of it.
On the black market. market, man, that could bring you a pretty good penny.
Vincent. All of that stuff, man. It was bananas. But,
yeah, so I'm not. I think what I'm going to do is, you're right. It's all about the rest. So I'll take just enough that I can get some sleep at night. After that, and I'm feeling good, bye-bye pill, bye-bye medication, man. Because I'm not about to be one of those people who, started off, with prescription for something. There's a prescription for an opioid, and now I'm addicted. No, that ain't, not Leola's baby boy. That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, you gotta be real careful with that. But listen, I'm gonna see if I can get this audio clip going. It's about a 4-minute clip, guys. Please listen carefully so that you understand, because we've talked about this before. We've talked about the line in New Jersey, politics in New Jersey, how corrupt they are. I want you guys to listen for yourself, and then we'll have a conversation about it. Let's see if I can get it going like this.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do this. Oh man. No. I don't want to play that. I'm trying to play the New Jersey clip. Let's see if I can get it going like this. Hold on, guys. This is why I still need an intern. Thank you. Here we go.
July 7th. And even though COVID has made 2020 a difficult and unusual election year all over the country, WNYC's Nancy Solomon reports the Garden State has its own unique problems that predate the pandemic.
New Jersey has the most convoluted ballots in the whole country. Just ask the experts.
I am not seeing anything that even closely resembles what we do.
Julia Sass-Rubin is a Rutgers University professor who's researching ballot design, and she's collected samples from all 50 states.
The basic frame in every other state is the office and then the people running for it below or to the right of that.
Instead of listing every candidate for the same office together so the voter understands to pick just one, most New Jersey ballots group candidates endorsed by the party establishment in each county. It's called the line, and it's the most valuable commodity in New Jersey politics. So a typical column this year would read Biden for president, Cory Booker for Senate, the local congressional representative, and incumbent county freeholders. Sass-Rubin says the line confers an advantage to lesser-known candidates in the same column.
So you trust this person, you're voting for Biden, and you're just going to go naturally down that column.
Sass-Rubin is studying the influence of the line in the 2nd Congressional District in South Jersey, where there's a competitive Democratic primary to challenge Jeff Van Drew, the one-time machine candidate who switched to the Republican Party last year.
So, what a hot mess.
Sue Altman of New Jersey Working Families is part of a coalition of progressive activists who are trying to break the grip on power in South Jersey held by party boss George Norcross and his allies. Montclair State Professor Bridget Callahan Harrison received endorsements from members of Norcross's powerful political machine the day after she announced her candidacy. Altman and other activists are supporting her challenger, Amy Kennedy, a member of the storied political family, who's actually the outsider in this race.
So what happened in Amy Kennedy's case is actually like a beautiful case study in all the different things that could possibly happen across 8 different counties.
Kennedy beat the machine for the endorsement in Atlantic County, so she's on the county line under Biden. But Senator Cory Booker then took himself off the line to top the column over Callahan Harrison.
And the theory there, of course, is that if Cory Booker's popular in New Jersey, you'll get some of his voters to vote for Bridget Harrison. So it's a ballot trick designed to pull voters away from the first column over to the second column to vote for Bridget Harrison.
In Cumberland County, Kennedy is running with 3 incumbent county freeholders, all African American. The county party pushed them 6 columns over to the right in what Altman calls ballot Siberia.
And so it really is going to be an Easter egg hunt to find Amy Kennedy on the ballot in Cumberland County.
And then there's Camden County, the center of power for the Norcross machine.
Oh my gosh, Camden County.
Callahan Harrison, endorsed by the machine, has the county line under Biden, where voters can pick every candidate in the column. Kennedy is in the column under Bernie Sanders, along with the other Democrats running for the same seat. Altman says it's a clever trick.
So if you're a Bernie Sanders person and you vote for Bernie Sanders and then you just continue down the line, you could actually accidentally vote for multiple congressional candidates, which would completely disqualify that entire ballot.
In New Jersey, county clerks have the power to design the ballot despite being elected officials themselves, who can be beholden to the party machines. Deputy Camden County Clerk John Schmidt insists there's nothing nefarious about having Callahan Harrison in the column under Biden and Booker, and all the other congressional candidates in the same column under Bernie Sanders.
We just don't have the room on the ballot face, which drives everything.
Activists have formed a coalition to work on how the ballots are laid out and diminish the power of the political machines. They don't expect the state legislature to pass any reforms, since elected officials all over the state benefit from the system. Instead, they say they will sue to make the ballots more fair. But that's for the long term. It won't help voters this year who are trying to navigate a convoluted ballot and New Jersey's first statewide vote-by-mail election. Nancy Solomon, WNYC News.
That's crazy.
It's politics, brother.
Dude, it is politics. And,
Well, here's the power of Norcross. You know Camden County is Norcross's stronghold, right?
Yep.
Do you know who is the election director?
Who?
John Ripka. Father Kelly Ripka. And he got that position because Norcross wanted to bring Hollywood or, a celebrity to, his party line. So he hired him to be the party boss. Crazy, right?
Well, look, we tolerate it, right? We allow it to happen. So literally, did you hear what he said? And what she said? She said Cory Booker was on the line, but because that woman beat the party choice in the primary and got the line, Cory removed himself from the line. Right? So, so the question becomes, I want to understand this. So you can choose to be on the line or off the line. There's no mandate that there is a line. It's all,
No, the choice is not yours. The choice is up to the chairman of each county. He is the one who decides who goes where on the line. Now, keep in mind, Booker is a Norcrat. He gets a lot of his money from Norcross, as well as Big Pharma. So Norcross is trying to push another candidate that does not have a lot of notoriety. So getting that candidate's name under Cory Booker gives him a great deal of exposure that he wouldn't normally get.
But I want you to understand this. So here's the other thing, and this is why it's nefarious. Because what they understand is what this woman said, which is the average voter will just go down the line. Right? So where they talk about, well, we want educated voters, we want to have some, this voter registration drives, and we want to inform voters, but no, they don't. No, they don't, because they want to continue to be able to do this. They want to, what they say, that the line is the most valuable commodity of the Democratic Party in New Jersey. So why on earth would they ever want educated voters?
They don't want educated voters because uneducated voters just go down the line.
That's right. And so what they do, let us be really crystal clear about this. They dumb you down and they keep dumbing you down. They misinform you, and then they dumb you down some more. And then when you're really primed and dumb enough, they say, vote line A all the way. Ha!
There you go.
And then wait a minute. But before they do that, right, they put a bunch of unknowns on there. They put a bunch of people who they know are pliable, right? That they can mold and shape to be the cronies they need them to be, right? And then they put them on the line, and then they wager the bet that they've done an adequate enough job dumbing you down so that you won't even care who's on the line. All you're gonna do is vote line A all the way.
All the way.
All the way. All the way to hell.
How do you think I felt when all of a sudden I wasn't line 1, line 2, but I was line 9. Line 9.
What do they say? Siberia.
Uh-huh. There you go.
And the crazy part is what they say. They said that the county clerk gets to draw up the ballot. Now, the county clerk is a part of the Democratic Party.
That's right. He's a part of the machine.
And so, ask yourself, is the county clerk going to be fair and impartial in drawing up the ballot?
Eric, you cannot be that naive, nor can our listeners. This is Keep It Real Wednesday, right? Let's keep it real
Wednesday.
Yeah, let's keep it real. The party clerks are put in those positions by the party boss. So, when he goes against his boss, guess what happens to his position?
Bye-bye.
There you go.
Bye-bye pension, bye-bye job, bye-bye salary, bye-bye affluence.
Hey, in some cases, bye-bye wife and kids.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can't have your woman, sitting next to power, and then that ends overnight. So yeah. So who's he gonna follow?
That's crazy, man. And listen,
yes.
So guys, listen to that again, and if you're not offended, like I don't know what else to do. If you're not offended, there's no justification for that. I think the line should be completely dismantled. Completely.
We were trying to dismantle that line 3 years ago. The county chair, Joe Ripper, said no. I mean, the clerk, Joe Ripper, said no.
So, Amy McGrath will be taking on Mitch McConnell in the general election. Mr. Booker lost.
Yeah, all of a sudden the write-in ballots got tallied. Go figure that.
There we go.
Go figure that. Why do you think Donald Trump, speaking of the line and uneducated voters, why do you think Donald Trump says, I love the uneducated voters. Love you all. Amy McGrath, who has done nothing, is going to do nothing except for, hey, she is a great PR person for the political establishment. She's on her way. And yeah, she's gonna, she's backed by some heavyweights, some heavy hitters: Obama, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton. But yes, Amy McGrath. You would think that they would look at the guy who says that he wants to do something for somebody other than and has been doing something for a lot of people, and vote him into office because he has a record of actually not being compromised and looking to serve the people. No, they went right down line and voted the whole. In fact, she was on that. Speaking of down line, she was on that Biden ticket.
Hey, I'm telling you. Right? Go all the way down the line.
Down, down, down.
Gotta tear it all down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what else is going on, Vincent?
Okay.
How's the coronavirus doing?
Okay. Well, the coronavirus right now is getting so large and so concerned that they're thinking that we're not going to have a second wave. We're just going to have a continue of the first wave. They're talking about over another 100,000 deaths in the next 5 months. Another 100,000 deaths. And now you've got the division in the White House. You've got Trump saying no mask, and you got Pence saying wear your mask. So now they're looking at legislating stupid. So the courts are now getting involved and setting hefty fines on people who do not wear a mask. So I like those people who are screaming this against their constitutional rights to go to court and find out what happens. Let's see. Remember, we talked about the medication commonly found in Pepsid AC, Redentavol. It has now really stepped up. In fact, people who have caught the virus, their recovery is 3 to 4 weeks faster using it.
Huh.
Yes. I told you to buy stock in that.
Listen, man, I was listening to what the president said, man, and considering buying stock in Lysol and other disinfectants. Yeah, trying to figure out how to get some stock in some UV light.
Oh, yes. There's a company now that just invented a UV light that will sterilize an entire room in 2 minutes. And it's being targeted for hospitals and hotels. So they just bring them. They just bring it in like a Roomba, shut the door, come back in 2 minutes. A UV light just totally knocks out every germ in the room.
Everything?
Everything. Everything. You roll it in. It's about the size of a shop vac. Roll it. Yep. Press the button. Telescope goes up with the lights all over it. Pop, 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 pop.
That kind of sounds like Men in Black. Remember? With the the little pin. Put your glasses on.
Exactly. Yes.
So, I wonder if I go to a restaurant, like when they let us back in restaurants, can I take one of those things in the restaurant with me and just set it off?
Yes, if you're going to erase everybody in the restaurant's memory, just like Men in Black.
Yeah, set it off.
Or actually blind them for about maybe 2 months.
Yeah, but no. Tell them to put their glasses on. Say, look, put your glasses on. We're gonna kill everything in here. Boom, done.
Yeah, no, that could work. That could really work. Yeah, but hey, be a great thing to actually own one of those and just get contracts with a couple of these stores and supermarkets. So instead of them, spraying and everything, just go in there with your light machine and hit every aisle.
Yeah, but how often would you have to do that? I mean, you do it, but as soon as you have people come in, because they may be asymptomatic, right? And as soon as they come in and touch something or sneeze or, then you gotta shoot it with light again.
Yeah, that's the beauty of you owning that machine. So if they're paying you to shoot that light, guess what they have to do tomorrow?
Tomorrow?
Yeah,
I want
tomorrow.
you to do it right after these people leave. What are you waiting till tomorrow for? You know how many cooties could be on that shelf by tomorrow?
He said, Eric, that's 23 more hours than what we need.
Yeah. No. Every 15 minutes, you gotta shoot more light. Kill it all. Bring it all down.
Down. Yeah, see? That's the key. That's the key right there. But from what I understand, the process is more than just the lights itself.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's some cleaning that's involved too. So, yeah, it takes longer than, it may be worth a 24-hour period or, at least a 2-hour period.
Okay. Well, Don, listen, I was listening to the news. Don Jr., Donald Trump Jr., was saying that wearing a mask isn't a big deal. Right? So, I mean, but his actions are different from his words because he doesn't wear a mask. But he said wearing a mask shouldn't be a big deal. Speaking about, whether we should be wearing masks or not. So, I mean, that kind of runs contrary to what his dad says about a mask.
See, here's the problem with wearing a mask, is that they have politicized it. The problem with the coronavirus is that they have politicized it. It's no longer a question of health. It's a question of party alignment. That's the stupid part about it.
The mask has become a symbol, as far as Donald Trump is concerned, a symbol of weakness. Right? Not wearing a mask is a symbol of strength. Right?
Okay. Yeah. According to him. Well, it's also a symbol of stupidity.
That's why he said he likes the uneducated voter.
See, the problem with Donald Trump is just once you get used to, the next jackass statement he does, he comes up with something else and gets you deeper and deeper into jackassery.
Is that your word? Jackassery?
Yeah, there you go, brother. That's my word. I'm coining that.
I like it. Jackassery. Don't engage in jackassery.
Really. I mean, really. He had it so bad that people were going around posting on Facebook how fake it was. Oh, the virus isn't real. Oh, you don't need a mask. Really? Have you seen these people dying? Those mass graves that they're digging up in these states? Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we did get somebody that challenged to post it on Facebook of him going in the hospital without his mask on and touch everybody in his face because the virus isn't real. That hasn't happened yet, has it?
No.
Yeah. See? This is what I thought. He's interested. It's okay for him to kill somebody else, but you challenge him to kill himself and, he doesn't do it.
So Diane sent an article, and I know this is a hard switch of subjects. I don't even understand this. It says 5 actionable ways to create an anti-racist workplace. So, I mean, without reading the article, Vincent, what would you say the number one way to create an anti-racist workplace would be?
I don't know. Blind everybody?
So number 1 says conduct a pay audit. It says evidence suggests that despite decades of effort to overcome the racial wealth gap, it continues to persist. Implementing a pay audit system where the organization analyzes the employee pay to assess equity can be an effective strategy to ensure pay parity. Some companies have introduced a transparent salary system where employee salaries are shared online for the public. Frequently review employee salaries to make sure that the employees of all races are being fairly compensated for labor. What do you think about that? Do you think that wait a minute? But so the headline again is 5 actionable ways to create an anti-racist workplace. I don't know that that's going to create an anti-racist workplace.
Well, it may create an anti-racist workplace. However, they'll be too busy punching each other in the face because all these years this person made more money.
Yeah, but do you no, but anti-racist work. So if you had transparent salaries, if John is a racist, do you think that he's any less a racist just because he and I are now making the same amount of money? I mean, that's.
Well, do you think he's
He's
less
just
of
not.
a
Wait,
racist
he's now
if
an
he's making
angry
more money?
racist. Wait a minute, he's now an angry racist. See, when John was making more money than me, he was a happy racist, right? But now that he's making the same amount of money, yeah, he's an angry. John may go slash my tires now. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, come on. It doesn't make you. It doesn't make the environment less racist.
Or doesn't make the environment safe either.
Yeah, I would say not. Number 2, it says assess tenure for different racial groups. Since 2015, major tech giants have been sharing diversity reports that indicate the number of diverse employees in their organizations. One area of focus that deserves attention is the number of diverse employees that stay in the organization over the years. Representation only tells one side of the story. Look at job tenure rates by race to gain a better understanding of the culture of inclusion or exclusion within the organization. If you find that black employees are leaving the organization at higher rates than their counterparts, implementing mentorship or sponsorship programs to support these employees can provide advantages. What are your thoughts? Does it make it less racist?
So basically, it's the club where all of his African American friends are going to be at.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But does it make it less racist? So now you got 2 more black people who are staying at the company longer. I think you just have more angry racists. They're like, not my friend Fred got fired. Because of you. Because of you.
Okay. You know I got stitches in my stomach, right? Why?
I know. I'm sorry, Vincent. They're going to have to give you more medication. But Vincent, I mean, I think it builds animosity. I don't think that it creates a less racist environment. Right? Number 3. Number 3. Tie leadership pay to diversity. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Are you serious? Wait a minute. So it says, it was recently announced that Wells Fargo is going to tie executive pay to organizational diversity efforts. According to the new policy, if leaders are able to increase representation for diverse employees, they will receive a pay package at the end of the year. Organizations hoping to impact change should consider implementing a similar program into their workplace. In 2014, Intel implemented a similar model where executive pay was tied to the attainment of diversity goals. It says Intel saw growth in the numbers of underrepresented groups that were hired into the organization, linking pay to diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts. Is an effective strategy to make racial equity a priority. So when we say commodity to the wealth and to the power, so at the point that John, I'm going to say John again, right? White guy, says, I could make more money if I go find some black people to come and work here. Now, now, I don't know when they come to work there, whether or not their salaries are on par, right?
Right.
You don't know how long they stay there. You don't know what kind of jobs they're talking about, right? So, but
you don't know their skill set.
Or skill set. But John gets rewarded for bringing your black ass in there. I can't. This is Get Real Wednesday, you all.
There you go. So let's keep it real. Since it's Wednesday, not only does he get rewarded for bringing your black behind in, but he gets a bonus, which means that he's still making more money than you.
Oh, man.
So it's really great to be John in America. What's number 4?
Number 4, create a diverse referral program. 70 to 85% of jobs are estimated to be filled through networking, one report found. Many industries point to a pipeline problem. To explain why there is an inability to attract diverse talent, corporations hoping to foster an anti-racist organization. Now, see, I don't know that diversity creates anti-racism, but anyway, organization must ditch the traditional referral system, which often led to an echo chamber of the same types of employees. Implementing a diverse referral program into the workplace may resolve this issue. Assess company demographics and determine which groups are underrepresented. Once this information is attained, communicate with employees the desire to increase representation and encourage employees to recommend their friends to the diverse pipeline. When hiring for open positions, be sure to use this diverse pipeline to secure qualified candidates.
So, now, let's look at this. John, they were going to reward him for bringing in black people. Black people, they're not going to reward you and call it networking to bring in more black people. Now, where is the race-free environment? I mean, that makes me racially tense. Why did this white man get paid to do the same thing that you want me to do for free?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they really didn't think this report through. Okay, what's next? Hold up. We're going to hire the white guy, but we're going to let the black people bring black people in for free. Come on. Let's go.
I know, Vincent. Number 5. Okay, number 5. Curate open discussions on race. Oh, you're going to have a bunch of mad people. Can you imagine? So before I even read this, so imagine me working at one of these places, and so you're going to curate an open discussion on race. So I go in with my ADOS hat on, my ADOS hoodie on, right? And I tell them I'm part of the 1619 group. How's that going to go over? But anyway, let me read it. It says, race is like the hot pink elephant. Hot pink. Not just a pink elephant. It's a hot, like fuchsia. It's a hot pink elephant that enters a room and you try to ignore it. Think about how difficult it is to pretend You don't see the pink elephant in the room. This is like the organization that shies away from the conversation about race. In order to foster an anti-racist organization, there should be frequent and open discussions about race, racial equity and inclusion, what systems and structures are in place to educate employees to racial microaggressions, implement bystander training into the workplace so employees understand and are equipped with the tools to intervene when they witness discrimination taking place. One diverse training session is not going to move the needle. Change comes with consistent and ongoing discussions around race.
Well, here is the problem with the discussion and the change, is that when you talk about racial inequality in all the forms, when you're doing it in a diverse group, it makes one group extremely uncomfortable. So, it's hard to get these focus and study groups on, Black Lives Matter, when all the white people feel uncomfortable and they're saying, no, all lives matter. And that's because of guilt and the uncomfortableness of knowing that, this stuff does exist. They just can't admit it. So if we can't get them to do it on a national format, you think that actually having, black sensitivity conversations in the cafeteria is going to help? Or does it do what it usually does? Somebody gets uncomfortable and then they start to escalate the conversation.
So here's the thing. A racist is going to be a racist.
Mm-hmm.
The question is whether or not they will exercise their racism at your company. Right? So if I have an employee, my employee may be a racist. The question is, again, whether or not he or she is exercising their racism in the company. I can't exercise the racism out of them. And I don't even know that that is my job to do that. My job, if I'm a company owner, is to foster an environment that achieves the mission statement and vision statement of my company. And so to that end, if I don't know that John's a racist, but he's a racist, but I don't know he's a racist, but I have set protocols, processes, and procedures in place at my company. If John steps out of line, then I just have to have a remedy for him stepping out of line, which is you're fired. Right? And so now, if I do that, there may be other racists, but because they don't want to be terminated, they will conceal their racism. Doesn't mean that they're not racist. Just means that they're concealing it because they value their job.
Well, then you keep... There's one point about racism that people tend to not get. Racists don't mind exploiting and letting you know that they are racist. So, a majority of them do not hide their racism. So if John is now, if I'm going to have a company that has no racism or zero tolerance policy, then first thing that you should do, being the boss, is fire John. Then you eliminate the racism in your company. But then
I don't know that you eliminate the racism. You eliminate John.
John, who's a racist.
Right, but there may be other racists, right?
And then you got other racists, yes. But here's the part about racism on the job that actually hurts. Is not the comments that they make. It's the simple fact that they are consistently progressing and growing financially, gaining more economic independence and power over the other person, or the other race. So a thing of showing people, okay, an open, complete disclosure policy, practice, and procedure for salaries. Well, we already know that this guy makes a lot of money, and he uses that influence and power to continue to make more money and to get his friends raises too. So, I mean, so that part doesn't make sense. I mean, a lot of it you already know. And that's the killer about racism and institutional racism. It is systematically in place to oppress that other person who's going to work twice as hard to get half the amount of salary of the white person. We already know that. So if we're going to want to eliminate racism on the job, then, okay, let's start by firing them people or getting rid of them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if you want to eliminate racism, you have to eliminate it, right? So identify the racists and get them out. Don't try to change the culture of your company to have conversations. You're not going to do it like that. Look, so you've got a person who's, I don't know, 35, 40 years old. They've been a racist all their lives, right? Like I said, all you're going to do by having a transparent salary system is you're going to piss them off.
Yeah.
That's all you're going to do.
And all these crackers are going to do now is just be racist and mad. Yeah. I don't know about that report. We might have to get Diane in to show us a little light, because you and I may be a little one-sided on this one.
No. I think that we're on the right side of this one, man. Oh, you just called up Diane's name. Hold on. Hello, Diane.
Good morning. I couldn't take it anymore. I've been listening for the hour, and I've been in too much agreement with Vincent. I don't know if I'm on drugs or his drugs are really good. But I tell you, it's like everything that comes out of his mouth today makes sense. But
maybe
that article,
you know what? Maybe
I thought that
article
article
on vacation.
was asinine. Which is that?
Say that again?
Okay.
I thought the article was asinine. I tried so hard to hold my tongue. I kept looking at my husband like, can I put it on speaker? Can I this? Can I that? I was like, I got to call in. Like, this is killing me. So I just got over the Delaware Memorial Bridge. But let me tell you, that article I thought was asinine. And it was a young black girl who wrote that article.
No.
Yes. So what makes me more upset about the article is that, like Vincent said, what are we going to be talking about black and white racists over coffee at the coffee machine or the water fountain? Like, it doesn't work like that. And like you said, the mission of a company is what you're supposed to be working towards, not equality in race. That really doesn't come into factor at a job. A lot of companies, and I actually have a friend, when I used to work at the World Trade Center for AIG, and after the collapse of the towers and everything, he stayed with the company. And, not AIG, Aon. He stayed with the company, and he's now the VP of Diversity and Inclusion. And just based off of what you guys were talking about, I'm going to give him a call tomorrow to find out exactly what the hell is your position. What is your responsibility, and what are you supposed to be doing? Because I don't understand, if you want to create diversity and inclusion in a company and give people the opportunity to refer their friends, then you should have those people in HR to be able to hire those people. Because what usually happens is people in those positions hire people who look just like them. You could go in any company and look at whoever's in that HR department, directors, from government on up. Those people hire people who are like them, who have the personality of them, who look like them, who believe in the things that they believe in. So they think.
Yeah.
So I don't believe that any of these 5 steps would help anybody or any company. In fact, it would push a company back and cause a revolt. people will be extremely upset to be talking about race and all of this at work. They don't want to feel that uncomfortable. And there are people who don't feel like you said, it's their responsibility to have those conversations. They won't even have the conversations with their family and friends. Do you think they're going to go to work and start talking to white people about white suppression?
Diane, can you imagine? So John comes in with his Confederate flag shirt. I come in with my ADOS shirt.
Not gonna be fighting in the parking
lot.
Right.
Then you got Malik, who's a Black Panther, who shows up, right, with his his, what do you call it? The hat, the tam or whatever it is, right? Mm-hmm. And we're sitting there and we're gonna have a conversation about race.
The beret.
Yeah.
The beret, yeah. We're gonna have a conversation about race, right? And while we're having this conversation, John, who has been benefiting from his white privilege all his life, is mad because me and Malik are making more than him because we can see the salaries.
Right. No, I got one better. The company president comes in with a Confederate T-shirt on. Then what you want to do? How are you going to feel then? Like, this article is just, I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know. Maybe they were trying to gaslight us or something, because it just doesn't make any sense as to why they would think that any of these ideas would be productive in a company.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think that.
And going backwards to the line voting, you know.
Did you listen to that whole thing?
Yeah, I'm listening to everything. I'm telling you, it's killing me not to call in earlier.
How crazy was that audio file?
But it's true.
Cory Booker jumped off the line to be over here in order to get dumb voters, right?
To divert the election. To divert voters.
Because what
to
Cory knows, what we know now, let us be clear, what we know based on what Cory Booker did is that the Democratic Party knows that you don't pay attention. And they know that if Cory stayed over here, that the people would go straight down the line. And so they want to put Cory over here so people go straight down that line.
Absolutely. And back to what Vincent said, all of the county clerks are put in by the political Democratic Party that is in control in that county. It happens everywhere. We've had, our county clerk has been in position for 30 years, if not longer. And it's the same with the sheriff. He died in the position until they put the next one in. And he'll die in that position until they put the next one in. If you want to fix that, then those positions should be either one, elected positions, or two, the person that holds the position has to be nonpartisan, meaning they can't declare a political party, which means they have to be independent, because then that would make it a little bit less biased when they're setting up the political system, the ballots and stuff. Or the person who is in that position cannot live or vote in the county in which they're the county clerks of.
That makes sense.
Because you have to find some type of what do you call it? Equality, neutrality, to be able to give people the honest. What did we say before? If it's perceived to be criminal, it's criminal. And the perception is they're doing criminal stuff to suppress your vote and to move your vote. The other thing is, in regards to elections, there should be a law put in place that you can't change or do redistricting in the middle of any particular election. Yeah. They've done that to us in Hillside right before an election, 2 months before the election, after people are already been chosen and on a ballot. They've done redistricting to take away votes.
Right. That sets one of the candidates at a disadvantage.
Right. But when you talk about the education of the voters, the only way we can educate the voters is we go out and get a petition and educate them on putting questions onto the ballot. People don't understand the process of doing that you don't have to wait for a legislator to say, oh, we're going to put this up there. If you get enough petitions together, signed, to have the line voting removed, it could be done. The same thing with term limits. It could be done. It's just a lot of footwork that has to be done, but it can be done.
And I think term limits are extremely.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially in those county clerks, all of those positions, any position politically, appointments, all should have term limits. And I believe all the way up to the judicial system on the federal level, there should not be ever any more lifetime positions, ever. There really shouldn't. And the reason for that is because the older you get, sometimes you get set in your ways. You continue to look at things the way you looked at them 20 years ago, even though the life is still going and progressing, and you don't catch up with the times. So you're no longer a benefit to the community that really needs you. You're benefiting people that are your age or dying off.
Which is dying off anyway.
Yeah, no progression.
I agree with her. Every point. Must be the drugs.
Must be.
We need to keep him on the drugs then, huh, Diane? Vincent?
I don't know. I'm against drugs.
So,
is that your husband in the background?
Vincent?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Are you talking Diane? I don't know.
Yeah.
I know they're on a road trip. I want them to be
safe. I'm muting you, that's why.
Yeah, I want you guys to be safe. Have a really safe vacation. So what else is going on, Vincent?
Well, President 45 is now looking to abolish everything dealing with Obamacare. And what everybody is now up in arms about is that they just released the amount of money that people who have been hospitalized for the coronavirus is now hitting $1.1 million in medical bills. And it was primarily picked up by Obamacare, or the Affordable Health Care Act. So now he wants to kill people or have them catch the virus, and if they don't die from the virus, he wants them to pay for the virus.
I mean, so I'm looking at I'm looking at what he's doing now, and he just seems to have a like similar to a death wish, right? He just he's on a collision course with there was a moment where I believed that Donald Trump was going to be reelected. Much like in 2016, I was, watching what was going on. I'm just trying to figure it out. He continues to poke the bear. And so, in the middle of a pandemic, where people are insecure in so many ways, financially, in terms of health care, homelessness, he wants to take away something from them. He wants to take something away. And so if people are already insecure and you're taking something away, it's going to make them more insecure. And if they're more insecure, I would imagine they're going to be less likely to want to vote for you. Now, the only thing that I can imagine is that he thinks that Biden is such a flawed candidate that it doesn't matter. That, as we talked about before, a lot of progressives may just stay home. And so if you're looking at the core group of Donald Trump supporters and the core group of Democrat supporters, Maybe they're looking in those numbers, reading those tea leaves, and realizing that they still outnumber that core Democrat voter. I'm not talking about the progressives or the independents.
You're talking about the mainstream Democrats.
I'm talking about the mainstream. That may be where they are right now, Vincent. Where they're looking, saying, you know what, this is, you know, it's a mano y mano. This is mainstream Democrats and mainstream Republicans. Everybody else stay home. And now, if that happens, I think they believe they will win. And so they're trying to polarize this thing to be that. To say, Biden has nothing for all of you guys. Nothing. Okay. Now, Donald Trump says, you may not like me. I get it. But that guy has nothing for you.
Well, you look at the, excuse me, as you said one time, you look at the chessboard and the strategy. They've doubled down on their attacks on Biden.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yep. Exactly what I'm saying. That the idea now, see, in politics, right, it's about driving up the negatives. Drive up the negatives. So you've got, what's the guy's name? Steve Schmidt, who I think he's a slimy piece of, anyway. But he is working with the Lincoln Group, and they're putting out these ads, you know, attacking, you know, demeaning Donald Trump's whatever. And I think that they're very effective ads, but only, I think that they're speaking to the choir though with those ads. I think if they were to do polling, they're not bringing any new people over to believe something different, right? So the people who believe that Donald Trump is a POS, right? They just confirmed it. Yeah, he's a POS. But for the other people who weren't going to vote for him anyway, or who weren't going to, you know, who don't care about it one way or the other, you know, I don't even think they pay attention to the commercial.
Well, you look at, okay, yeah, he's poking the bear. And what he's doing is he's running just like he did the last campaign, 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, 2016, it was a novel effect of the as they called it, the Trump effect. No matter what he did that was stupid, or no matter what he did that sunk us into a lower level of jackassery, people were still intrigued by
I love that word, jackassery.
But people were still intrigued by it.
Right.
So now we're coming into a situation where he's still trying to run on those same concepts. Okay, you can't run on the concept of let's make America great again when, you know, America right now is suffering. You can't run on the concept of you built the greatest economy in the world when you just had to put out, you know, $3.4 trillion to boost the economy, and it doesn't come out of your pocket, because let's look at it. The tax breaks that he gave his friends, they're only contributing to maybe 1.4% of that $1 trillion in which they've gotten over 80% of. Come on. So you can't run on your economy again. You know, you can't run on you're the sole person to solve all the problems when you don't take accountability for anything. So he has basically nothing left. I mean, he's looking right now for a Hail Mary. You know, it's fourth quarter, 12 seconds. He's looking for a Hail Mary, not realizing that he's down 2 touchdowns.
Are you saying he can't count?
Exactly. Because you were in denial of the last touchdown that they got. You know, as far as Donald Trump, yeah, it's over. The only thing that the Democrats have to do right now, or that you're looking at, is the battle on the chessboard between the moderate Democrats and the progressive Democrats.
Yeah,
because you're looking at.
Do you think that maybe he's just running his campaign as usual, thinking that if I don't win, then I'm just going to continue to burn down as much as possible to make it so unrepairable for the next person that takes over?
Scorched earth policy?
Yeah, I think that Donald Trump trusts his instincts, right? I think that Donald Trump, because remember, Donald Trump was a Democrat, supported Democrats financially, right? I think that Donald Trump looks and says, I operated as an ordinary kind of guy, right? And there are just some basic things when you get out of the political bubble. See, when you operate inside the political bubble, you look at things one way, right? So if you look at 2016, all of those people, all of those pundits, all of those what do you call them? Pollsters. They're all in the Washington bubble, right? And they were operating like that. He wasn't. He was operating like a common person, right? And everything he did, people said, oh, that's not going to work like that. You got to do it like this. Oh, he's too crass. Oh, he's doing this. Oh, he's picking on women. Oh, he called Rosie O'Donnell fat. Oh, he talked about this one's wife. And they said, oh, that's not going to happen. But people, I'm telling you, see, when we say, what is America? See, we have this like idea of what we want America to be and what we want Americans to be. But Donald Trump unveiled what America and what Americans really are. And there are people who talk about fat people. Americans are people who talk about women. Americans are people who do these things. Go through some of your social media, through some social media pages and look at stuff people post, right? When Donald Trump said on that audio file that he grabs women by their private parts, right?
Yeah.
And then wait a minute, but then when you look and you see that the porn industry here in America is a $6 billion industry, right? When you see during the coronavirus that Pornhub is up like exponentially in views, well, you say, well, okay, now you know who he's talking to. Yeah, so we had to be real clear about who.
My oxtails raised up to $7.80 a pound.
What's that have to do with grabbing women by the?
Well, you look at but you look.
The medication is wearing off. That's what it is.
Wait a minute. I was like, wait a minute. He just threw a curveball. The oxtails.
Okay. Well, I made oxtails Friday, and I was shocked they were double the price. I mean, and I'm talking about his economy and his environment.
I got you. Okay. So you're saying as an American who's being impacted by this economy and your oxtails now being $7+ a pound, that you point your finger at him?
Yeah.
Okay.
And yes,
I get it.
Because look at the price of food going up at least 2.5% for certain items now because of the virus and it being scarce. Oh, you guys forgot about that part.
No. I get it, but I think that people, I think the ordinary person, the common person, I don't think that they assign that to anybody. I think that they just complain that gas prices are up, or they complain, man, and then they alter their lives, right? So, I can't get oxtails because they're too expensive, so we're gonna have to eat hot dogs, or whatever it is. But I don't think that they're sophisticated enough to assign that to somebody, and I think that he believes that they're not sophisticated enough to do that. And I really believe, I'm telling you, I believe that that the average person is going to, well, I believe that you're gonna have the independent or the swing voter not participate. I believe you're going to have the hardline Democrat come out and vote. You're going to have the hardline Republican come out and vote. And I think that that their belief is, it's going to be a razor thin victory either way. All these poll numbers that they're talking about, Joe Biden up 14 points, don't. It is going to be a razor thin victory one way or the other. It's not going to be a landslide.
So then we have to look at the Russian infusion into this political mix.
What do you mean?
Well, did the Russians play a part in the last campaign for Trump?
Of course they did.
So then we got to look at what part they're going to play with this campaign.
Well, they're going to engage in maximum sophisticated confusion, right?
The bullshit. Okay. Yeah. Spread it all over social media.
So wait a minute. So let's get there for a second. 1.4 million Black Americans stayed home in the last presidential election, right? So now in this culture of all Black Lives Matter, or Black Lives Matter, or whatever you want to say, right? Tearing it all down. We want our reparations. No justice, no peace. Justice for George Floyd. I can keep going, right? We got a segregationist. Ooh, right? So now the Russians start working to push memes through social media that remind us. See, and understand this. You have Cory Booker, you have Kamala Harris calling him a segregationist. Somebody who pals around with segregationists. So taking those clips from Senator Booker and Senator Kamala Harris making those claims against him, I think that they will resonate in the Black community.
Yeah, but now you're looking at the Biden campaign. They're starting to become more of the 2012 Obama campaign.
What do you mean?
Obama's reelection. That's what Biden's campaign is looking like. Remember the debates and all the advertising from all those candidates, how they were all Obama, talking about Obama and how they had a part in it.
Right, but I think I think we're in it. So you said this, Vincent. You said that we are in a different time right now. That something is happening. Right?
Yes.
So I don't think that you can go back to the old Obama playbook. See, people want transformative change. Transformative change. And there was no transformative change for black people under Obama. So I think that when you start to bring him out, he's gonna have to true up. And so I think when you and again, you'll have the hard-line Democrats, no doubt, are gonna be lockstep with this. I'm talking about those people who need to flip it, the independents, right? The moderates, right? I'm saying that they are not going to be that easily persuaded. That's my belief. And I believe the more I think about this, the more I talk about it, the more I think that that is the strategy. So Donald Trump is saying, you know what? I'm gonna bifurcate this election, right, into hardline Democrat, hardline Republican. To everybody else, you stay home because this ain't your fight. This ain't your fight. So Hillary, Obama, all y'all bring it. It's us against you. So now when it's them against them, Eric's got no dog in the fight now. Do you understand what I'm saying? I get involved when I get a dog in a fight. Why did black people come out in 2008 and 2012? Because they had a dog in a fight.
Right.
Black people don't have a dog in a fight right now. And Donald Trump, I think his strategy is to say, you don't have a dog in this fight. Mind your business. That's what he said, mind your business.
I don't know if they have a dog in a fight, but a lot of black people feel like Trump done kicked their pooch.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. I don't think so. I think that black folks think that America has kicked them in the ass. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, understand what I'm saying? So so Donald Trump said, America did that shit to you.
That's what Donald Trump is saying.
Right. And now Americans are going, yeah. If you listen, I'm not talking about hardcore Democrats. See, hardcore Democrats, they're gonna march lockstep, just like the hardcore Republicans are gonna and have been marching lockstep with Donald Trump. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the other ones who say, you know what, my life has been screwed up before Donald Trump. Well, who do I blame for that? See, now when they, see, because then it's right. So Donald Trump said, hey, look, you ain't got no dog in this fight. This is me and him. Let us go at it. Don't jump in. Remember, shoot me a fair one. Remember that? Right? That's right. 315. 315 in the playground. Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Don't jump in. Let him shoot a fair one. That's it.
That ain't gonna happen because we already got the Russians in. Okay, we got the Bernie-crats making their moves, building up their progressive base. Because for them, it's not about the presidency.
No,
they already
down ballot.
Accept that. Huh?
It's down ballot.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if he can build up down ballot and the progressives can come up with a younger candidate, next election, it may be in.
Look.
But right now, I believe the deal has already been made. They're not attacking Bernie. I mean, Bernie's people is not attacking Joe. And they're looking at building up their down ballot constituents.
Yeah, so I think that, as my British friend says, Bernie Sanders has a lot of leverage in this election. He's got a lot of leverage. Who do you think Biden is going to pick for his vice president?
Oprah Winfrey.
Now, you said that without laughing, so a part of me thinks you're serious.
I am serious.
Wow.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Diane. If Biden pops up that stage with Oprah Winfrey, it's a done deal. Blacks now have a dog in the fight.
No, you know what? Because Oprah Winfrey's fan base is not black.
No, yeah, Oprah Winfrey is not black.
Oprah Winfrey's audience is not black. Bunch of white women, suburban white women, made Oprah Winfrey. Let us be clear.
Okay, I agree with that.
All right.
Okay,
So
now,
see, that's what I'm saying. So black people are like, we ain't got no dog in that fight. That's Oprah.
no, but let's look at this also. Had it not been for Oprah, would Obama have won that second term?
Yes.
You think he would have won without her vote, without her support?
I think so.
Diane?
See, again, your belief is that Oprah brought over black people. I'm saying that Oprah brought over the suburban white women.
Yeah, she did.
Right. And so Oprah, being Biden's running mate, is going to bring over suburban white women, which is not Biden. That's not his issue. He needs to get black people engaged. He needs to get those 1.4 million that stayed home to get engaged.
Well, I think he'll get that when Obama comes out and campaigns with him.
I think, I'm telling you, I think that black people have a different view of Obama now. And see, because if I'm looking in the age of COVID-19 and I'm looking and saying, wow, black people were the most vulnerable group of people in terms of dying from this virus because of underlying conditions. Well, Obama was in office for 8 years. What did he do to help secure us?
Well, let's see. He ramped up the CDC, sent their scientists to the other countries rather than waiting for the disease to come in.
No. You're missing. I'm not talking about to prevent the pandemic. I'm saying to secure us, right? So all of these underlying conditions that have existed in the black community for decades, right? Decades. Even under his 12 years. Decade plus 2 years. I'm sorry, 8 years. A decade minus 2 years.
Decade minus 2.
Yeah. Even during his time, all of these underlying conditions existed. Segregated schools in New Jersey. Segregated schools all over the place. All these things existed with him. Right? The statues that we're now tearing down, that it's iconography. It was all up. All up while he was president.
But yeah, and granted, he did very little for those conditions. But he did stop the disease from coming here.
No. I give him that. I'll say he stopped the disease from coming here. But our condition, as described by Martin Luther King in 1952.
Mm-hmm.
What changed in those 8 years that Obama was in office? And that's what I'm saying that black people are going to be looking at. At least the 1.4 million that stayed home 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And so bringing him out, I think, only secures the hardcore Democrat. I don't think it brings over the independent. I don't think it moves the progressive. I don't think it does anything with any of that. I think the hardcore, and again, this is what I think is happening in inside baseball there. They're shoring up their base. Trump is shoring up his base, and then they're counting the votes within their base. That's it.
Mm-hmm. So, who do you think he's going to pick?
Wow. You know what? I honestly do not believe it's going to be anybody that we've seen. Right? So, like, people talked about maybe Elizabeth Warren. People talked about maybe Kamala Harris. People talked about maybe...
What about Susan Rice?
I like Susan Rice.
Yeah, but again,
Dr. Rice, yeah.
You've gotta, if see, I personally believe what I'm saying, in that they've already got the Democrat base, and I think that all she does is further secure that. So if they've got Obama, who's going to be out there trumping for Biden, then they already have. So doubling down on securing your base makes no sense.
I don't think Obama is going to make the difference for him. Look, Obama came and walked out here for Corzine, and Corzine went away. And New Jersey is a very Democratic state, and they didn't buy into it. And a lot of black people in New Jersey voted for Obama.
Well, you know, you're 100% right there, Diane. Yeah, I forgot all about that. Obama made no difference in New Jersey. None.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So then he has to bring out who? Warren, Gorbachev, Amy, Yang.
And remember, Obama didn't make a difference in South Carolina. Clyburn had to come out for the people in South Carolina.
Clyburn did that.
To even vote for Biden.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's not going to be a black person that he picks for vice president. And you know why? See, because they have absolute contempt for black people.
I don't know. The climate's too volatile.
I'm sorry?
The climate's too volatile for him not to.
No, you know why? See, did you hear what Fish Fry Clyburn said? He said, it don't really matter. He said, it doesn't really matter if he doesn't pick a black person. See, that guy who breathed new life into Biden.
Oh, yeah.
He said it doesn't matter. So, as one of the chief Negro whisperers and slave catchers in Biden's campaign, Fish Fry Clyburn set the stage for Biden to have an out.
Yeah, because Biden was on life support.
Yes. So I don't know, but I think that it's not going to be. See, because I think one of the things that they're looking at too is they're realizing that the platitudes, that the symbolism, isn't moving the needle with that 1.4 million black Americans, and so they're saying, well, why waste? Why? If you play spades, right? Why throw my low joker out when I don't know who's got the high joker? Right? So why waste my card and pick somebody that's not going to affect that group over there?
Because that group, the Black Lives Matter, that progressive millennial group of blacks, and what's the word they're using for them, and their allies are driving towards putting in a black woman. That's why.
But they believe that they can co-opt Black Lives Matter and get Black Lives Matter to come out against Donald Trump.
Of course.
Right.
And
so Biden says, hey, listen, they have a meeting with these unsophisticated leaders of Black Lives Matter, and they say to them, look, in order for us to win these swing states, we need, a candidate of this particular stature. Right. So, and then what we're gonna do now. See, here's where the abuser starts to comment you, right? So they start stroking the egos of the Black Lives Matter people and tell them, but when we pick this candidate to help us win in these swing states, we're gonna really need you to go into those urban communities and talk to black voters
That's
about
right.
how important it is to get Biden elected and to get Donald Trump out of office.
Because it's not the fact of getting Biden elected; it's getting Donald Trump out of office. You hit that nail right on the head.
Right, but I'm telling you, and then the Black Lives Matter people, as unsophisticated and backwoods as they are, they'll feel impotent. Like somebody talked to them, somebody elevated them. I've seen it before. I've been in this game a long time. I've seen a whole lot of stuff. And so watch it play out. It will not be a black person. Right? But you know what? We can find solace by going on Halsey Street in Newark.
Yeah, it won't be a black person. It's going to be another white man.
Yeah, we can, but Diane, we can find solace when it happens. We can all gather on Halsey Street, and we can look at the mural on the ground and believe that all black lives matter.
Oh, by the way, civil rights activists are boycotting Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg is meeting with them today.
So they're boycotting Facebook on Facebook. I'm confused. So you on his platform, boycotting his platform. Okay.
Oh yeah, we're going to Instagram. Well, don't Facebook own that?
That's owned by Facebook.
Yeah.
All right, listen, guys. We have reached the 12 o'clock hour. I am out. Vincent, feel better. You said you're being discharged. Call me when you get home, so I know you made it home safely. Diane, you guys have a very safe trip. I'll be praying for you all the way down.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
So Vincent, you're actually laying in a hospital bed with a gown on and no drawers? Oh.
Yes, that's the image.
Why don't you just take your medicine and rest?
Yes.
Well, you should have time to read the book. Don't forget the book, When Affirmative Action Was White, by Ira Katznell.
Yes.
Okay. I'll certainly do that. I got my nurses over here I'm going to talk them into somebody into giving me some drugs. So people, be safe, Diane. Have a great vacation. If it's God's will, I will see all of you tomorrow. God bless.